Shalom, shalom, shalom. Peace to the family, peace to the family. As I always like to start my live videos by quoting out of the book of Bereshit, or what we call Genesis. In thy seed, all families of the earth shall be blessed. Knowing that, I say peace to all humanity. Rosh Hashanah, the new year. The new Jewish year. What does Rosh Hashanah mean to you this year? Well, I've been invited to the synagogue via email, so I will attend the Shifor Rosh Hashanah on Sunday night at Commandment Keepers. So if anybody want to join me, can meet up at Commandment Keepers. I think you have to be invited, though. I think, you have to be invited. So you got to be, it's an exclusive invite to the festival. Boy, this year went by quick, didn't it? Boy, hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, what is Rosh Hashanah? This year went by real quick. And, I like Rosh Hashanah. I really do. It's a rabbinical tradition. It's not a Torah tradition, so I just want everybody to know that the celebration of Rosh Hashanah is not mentioned in the Torah, nor is it a Toradic festival. It's a rabbinical Judaic festival, meaning that it's a festival ordained by the rabbis. So keeping this tradition is not keeping a Torah law or anything like that. The phone lines are open, so if anybody wants to call in and just speak about what's their goals for the new year. You can dial 515-604-9716, access number 674756. If you just want to give a shout out, just express right here on live about what's your goal for the new year. Um, Me personally, I've really been reflecting over the past years of my life and looking at the negatives and the positives and the shortcomings and the neglects and the ignorance and the anger and the laziness and the anxiety. And I looked over everything in my life over the years, and I said, this year I want to do something different. This year I want to make a difference in my life. Because that's very important to me, is to become better every year. And sometimes I fall short of that. And I think we all do. Kind of fall short on a lot of our goals in life. And trust me, we have a lot of distractions to help us, not truly complete our goals. But before I get into exactly what my goal is for the year, I just wanted to show that Rosh Hashanah. So we're just going to go on Google a little bit so we can see him. See if this will bring it up. All right, so Rosh Hashanah. Excuse me, little tongue tie. Literally means the beginning, also head of the year, is the Jewish New Year. The biblical name for this holiday is Yom Torah. Literally, day of shouting or blasting. It is the first of the Jewish holy days. Okay? Specified in Leviticus 23, 23, and 32, which occur in the early autumn of the northern hemisphere. So let's tap on Leviticus. and 23 through 32. Let's see what this says. Okay. The festival of trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the people of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of complete rest, a holy convocation, commemorated with trumpet blast. You shall not work at your occupations, and you shall present the Lord's offering by fire." Okay. So this is the next one is the Day of Atonement, or Yom Kippur. So it is the festival of blowing the trumpet. So Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah. The New Year. So what is your goal for the new year? Do you want to do things better? Do you want to keep at the same pace? Or whatever your goal is. I think that this year should be the year that you keep your goal and try to strive for greatness. I know that's my goal this year. I'm going to mute the phone line for a minute. All right, continuing with a little bit of the explanation here. This is the shofar, a symbol of Rosh Hashanah holiday. So this is the official name, Rosh Hashanah. All right. So observance is praying in the synagogue, personal reflection, and hearing the shofar. So this is the tradition of Rosh Hashanah, praying in the synagogue, reflection, which we have it right now, is reflection. So praying in the synagogue, personal reflection, and hearing the shofar. So this is why I say, what is your goal for the new year? Personal reflection. So it breaks it down. Date, first Tishri. Now this is 2017. So 2018 will be sunset, the 9th of September, right? Nightfall, the 11th of September. So from the 9th to the 11th, so that'd be Sunday at sunset until Tuesday, nightfall. Okay, so Rosh Hashanah is a 2-day celebration which begins on the first day of Tishri, which is the first month of the Jewish civil year, but the 7th month of the ecclesiastical year. It marks the beginning of the year according to teachings of Judaism. Because it is the traditional anniversary of the creation of Adam and Eve, the first man and woman according to the Hebrew Bible, and the inauguration of humanity's role in God's world. According to one secular opinion, the holiday owes its timing to the beginning of the economic year in the Southwest Asia and Southeast Africa, marking the start of the agricultural cycle. Rosh Hashanah customs include sounding the shofar, a hollowed-out ram's horn, as prescribed in the Torah, following the prescription of the Hebrew Bible to raise a noise on Yom Torah. Its rabbinical custom includes attending synagogue service and reciting special liturgy about Chasiva, as well as enjoying festive meals. Eating symbolic foods is now a tradition, such as apples dipped in honey, hoping to invoke a sweet new year. All right, etymology. Rosh is the Hebrew word for head. Ha is the definite article, the, and Shana means year. Thus, Rosh Hashanah means head of the year, referring to the Jewish day of New Year. The term Rosh Hashanah, in its current meaning, does not appear in the Torah. Leviticus 23:24 refers to the festival of the first day of the 7th month as Zakran Torah, a memorial with blowing of horns. It is also referred to in the same part of Leviticus as Sabbat or Sabbath. So let's go to Leviticus 23 and 24. So Leviticus, this is Leviticus 23 and 24. Well, 23 and 23. And Allah he spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the first day of the month shall be a solemn rest unto you, a memorial proclaimed with the blasting of horns, a holy convocation. You shall do no manner of servile work, and ye shall bring an offering made by fire unto the Lord. So what is this about? Okay, so if you go up to verse 22, it says, "And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of the field, neither shalt thou gather the gleaning of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God." Okay? So it's a holy convocation. Don't do no work. So it's just the blowing of the trumpets. So basically, it's the new year of kind of reaping what you sowed all year. So going back to Google here. So the term Rosh Hashanah in its current meaning does not appear in the Torah. Leviticus 23 and 24 refers to the festival of the first day of the seventh month as Zechron Torah, a memorial with the blowing of horns. It is also referred to in the same part of Leviticus as Sabbat, Sabbat or Sabbatan. Let me get this word right. Penultimate Sabbath or meditative rest day, and a holy day to God. These same words are commonly used in Psalms to refer to the anointed days. Numbers 29 and 1 calls the festival Yom Torah, day of blowing the horn, and symbolize a number of subjects such as the binding of Isaac, whereby a ram was sacrificed instead of Isaac, and the animal sacrifices, including rams that were to be performed. The term Rosh Hashanah appears once in the Bible in Ezekiel 40 and 1, where it means generally the time of the beginning of the year, or is possibly a reference to Yom Kippur. But the phrase may also refer to the Hebrew month of Nisan in the spring, especially in light of Exodus 12 and 2. So let's go to Ezekiel 40 and 1. Okay, so Ezekiel 40 and 1. In the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, all right, so let me see. I will have to go to the etymology on this one to see where it says Rosh Hashanah. Oh, right here, basically. Let me see if I can blow this up. So, what you will see here is right here. Barash Hashanah. Right here. So they have it, Barash Hashanah, which means beginning of the year. So this verse, in the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after that, the city was smitten. So this is speaking about something else, but Rosh Hashanah is talking about the beginning of the year. So that's where they kind of get the Rosh Hashanah from. But the name itself is not mentioned in the Torah as a festival. Okay, the term Rosh Hashanah appears once in the Bible in Ezekiel 40:1, where it means generally the time of the beginning of the year. So, going into now, Rosh Hashanah marks the start of the new year. Nope, where I want to go to here, because I am a Judaic Muslim. So, most of the time, a lot of the festivals that is shared in Judaism is also shared in what we call Islam. So Rosh Hashanah, the Hebrew Rosh Hashanah is etymologically related to the Arabic Rosh Hashanah, the name Muslims gives for the Islamic New Year. So the Islamic New Year actually starts the 10th. So the Islamic New Year actually starts, which is the same as Rosh Hashanah, starts sunset September 10th and ends nightfall September 11th. So for all my Judaic Muslims, as myself, we celebrate from the 9th, but basically from the 10th to the 11th. All right, so that's Rosh Hashanah, which is the Muslim New Year. Same time, that's why I keep telling a lot of people that Jews and Muslims is the same thing. Same thing. All right, continuing. Rosh Hashanah marks the start of a new year in the Hebrew calendar, one of 4 New Year observances that define various legal years for different purposes, as explained in the Mishnah and Talmud. It is the new year for people, animals, and legal contracts. The Mishnah also sets this day aside as the new year for calculating calendar years. Shemitah and Yivol years. Jews are confident that both Rosh Hashanah represents either figuratively or literally God's creation. So origins. So it goes all into it. Let's see. Let's do religious significance. The Mishnah contains the second known reference to Rosh Hashanah as the Day of Judgment. In the Talmud tractate on Rosh Hashanah, it states that 3 books of accounts are open on Rosh Hashanah, wherein the fate of the wicked, the righteous, and those of the intermediate class are recorded. The names of the righteous are immediately inscribed in the book of life, and they are sealed to live. All right, so this is dealing with Talmudic rabbinical explanation. But at any cost, Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of the new year. So, what does this mean to me? Personally, I want to take this year, because I sowed a lot of bad seeds this year. And I sowed a lot of good seeds this year. And then I believe that there was a lot of mercy seeds that was put into my earth. And this year I want to sow some, some better seeds so I can reap some better fruit. I definitely want to get deeper into my religion. I definitely want to get deeper into my religion. I have different things that I want to do as far as the religious aspect of it go. I have plans, and my problem is that I hesitated on a lot of things. I started things, didn't finish it. Have good ideas, never put it to work, And that's kind of been a little bit of my downfall over these years, is because I've been kind of, lackadaisy. I act like I got all the time in the world, and I really don't. None of us do. And I think this is why in Ecclesiastes, the wisest king in the land said, if do whatever you want to do it with all your might. Don't do it now. Don't hesitate. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Don't boast about tomorrow because you don't know what today will bring. So don't say I'm gonna do it tomorrow, because you don't know what's gonna happen today that might prevent you from doing it tomorrow. And that's been my issue. I think I've done a lot of things for other people. Not like in a way where I did, all this goodness for other people and I was expecting something back. Not in that way. More so like, I think I've been reaching out more than I've been reaching in. If that makes any sense. I haven't really focused on myself. And I know that is a part of Torah, is to take heed to yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So firstly, you must love yourself 150%, because if you don't truly love yourself over 100%, then you can't give that love to anyone else. And this is something I've realized, And a lot of us have love for our people, for our nation, for our Hebrew nation, our Jewish nation, our black nation. But how much do we love ourselves? That's the issue. How much do we truly love ourselves? Because a lot of us have, we want this unity, we want this love, but we're not really giving it to ourselves. Like we're supposed to anyway. And we find ourselves in a situation where, we're giving out more than we're giving in, I put it like this. I guess remember in school used to be the show and tell. Kind of have this show and tell attitude. You bring stuff to school so you can show it off and you can tell about it, right? And I think that carried on into life. A lot of times we do a lot of things for show. I know I have. I'm not gonna lie, I have. Done a lot of things for show, and it looks good on the outside. It really does. It looks good on the outside, but what's going on the inside? That's what really counts. That's what really changed the mode of an individual, is what's going on the inside. Because nobody really knows but what's going on the inside of a person, what's going on in their thoughts, in their mind, their intentions. Only one that know that is God. That's the only one that knows what's really going on inside of you. Because anybody can, put on a certain attire, and anybody can front, and that's why I think a lot of us, we're so focused on what we see instead of, trying to understand or trying to get a grasp on what we should know. And a lot of us are misled because of that. We're focused on what we see. We're not focused on what we know. We're not really paying attention to our hearts. We're just following what we see, what we think is right. I know I've been a victim of that. I think a lot of us are victims of that. And me personally, I want to do better. Personally. And this year, I want to attend the synagogue more. I want to walk the walk and talk the talk. I want to meditate more. I want to be more into the Creator, into spiritualism, be more into prayer. I want to really involve myself in my religion, in my faith. And, stop trying to tell people or trying to preach what's right and actually do what's right. And let my actions speak for itself. That's my goal this year, is to be a better me. And I know in being a better me, that will help me live longer on this earth, because you only have one life. And you have to love that life, And when you see that your life is going into a negative, or you see negativity in your life, it's you that is supposed to judge yourself on your own conduct. We are our own judges. We can judge each other because we have the ability to judge ourselves. And I call that Hadin. Because Dean or Dan means judge, and Ha is the indefinite article, the. So Hadin would be the judgment. So we all have the ability to conduct Hadin, or judgment on self. And I think this is what Rosh Hashanah is all about. It's about reflection on self. You want a better year. If you had a good year, you want to even greater year next year. If you didn't have a good year, if you was lacking on some things, you messed up on some things, you want to complete some goals. I know me personally, there's certain vows that and promises that I made to the Creator that I haven't even kept yet, and that is such a big sin. That's cha-cha for real. That's sinful for real. So there's promises I need to keep. There's ambitions that I have when dealing with the religious part that I want to be involved in. And as far as my faith, I want to be more into my faith. I want to pray more. I want to structure my life around prayer and around servitude to prayer. I really want to structure my life around prayer. I want to structure my life around understanding of my actions and my conduct, which is Torah, because Torah is basically the foundation of conduct, of righteous conduct. So I want to really pay more attention to my conduct. And I can pass that on, because, some of us have children. I have a child, I have nieces and nephews, that look up to me. I'm going to become the elder, and my conduct has to be appropriate, because we learn by what we see. That's truly how we learn. We learn from sight and sound, and that's how we learn. So this is why when the Israelites were in the wilderness and they came upon Mount Sinai, they seen no image. They saw no similitude of anything, but they only heard a voice, and they saw fire and smoke and lightning on top of the mountain. So with their eyes, they seen this great fire, this great energy. And with their ears, they heard the teachings, the enlightenment, the Torah. So with their eyes, they seen greatness, and with their ears, they heard greatness. And that's how they learned Torah. They learned Torah by hearing and seeing. So that's how I want to learn and conduct Torah in my life, by seeing and hearing, looking and hearing. Because according to Proverbs, it says, even a fool is counted wise when he keeps his mouth closed. And a lot of times we do a lot more talking than we do listening and observing. And when we say observe in Torah, to observe is to see and to hear. Because you can observe by hearing. You can observe by seeing. So if we are Torah observants, then we must pay more attention to and pay more attention to what we're doing. Watch our walk. Observe our conduct. Listen to the spirit that's inside of us. Because truly Hashem embodies us all. Allah embodies us. He lives within us. He dwells within us. This is why we have to eat a certain way. So he can dwell in us fully. But in order for him to be able to dwell within our temple, the temple of our body, then we have to be clean, righteous, in good mind, body, and spirit. In order to truly have the greatness and the fullness of the Most High embody you. So you have to take close heed to yourself. So this is why I want to go to, let me see if I can go to the scripture I was talking about here. Let's see if I can get to the scripture. When I was speaking on, where it says, take heed to yourself. So yes, I know I have no internet connection. So I want to go to the Tanakh. And I want to go to Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. Oh, you're not going to show it? Oh, it won't even show the, all right, so don't worry about that. I have in Arabic, so I'm going to go to Deuteronomy, so we're going to 4. Four and 9. So 4 and 9 says, only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So it says, according to Devarim, or Deuteronomy. So according to Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 9, it says, only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them to thy sons and thy sons' sons. So it's telling us let me try to fix this. Got this thing here. Technical difficulties here. All right. So it tells us in the, I just froze for some reason. Yes, for some reason it just froze on me. Too much truth, I guess. Okay, there we go. So, in Deuteronomy, chapter 9, this is definitely dealing with Rosh Hashanah, because this is your year. This is not anybody else's year. This is your year. I mean, sure, I love my people. Yes, I do. I mean, I was born into these people, so I have to have some type of empathy for the race I was born into, you know. But a lot of times I believe that we look at everybody as if everybody is us, and as if we are everybody, and that's not true. You was born to whatever nation you was born into. You was born from whatever parents you was born into. But Just because you were born into that nation, that ethnicity, that skin complexion, really doesn't make you a part of those people. You came from your mother and your father. They came from their mother and father. Going back to the beginning of time. And that's who you belong to. You belong to that family. Not to everybody that's around you because, but we're all family, yes. And if we knew that we was all family, maybe we would treat each other a lot better than we do. Because I believe that we truly are related. We all from the same tribes. But the world that we live in today, this wicked situation that we all live in, it stops us from being the complete Torah observant individuals we want to be. It stops us from being righteous because of the day in and day out responsibilities that we have, paying bills and worrying about a roof over your head every day, every week, every month. Worrying if you're going to have a job, from week to week. Worrying about your health, your children's safety. It's so much to worry about. And then we got to deal with the politics and the government, and then whatever's going on in our local politics and communities, and then we got to put faith and religion. We got to fit that in there at the same time too, and dedicate some portion of our life to our Creator, or to whoever we believe in. And then at some point, we want some companionship in our faith, and so we try to conjugate with people, and we only get one day to do that because the rest of the days is back to business. It's working for somebody, paying somebody's bills so you can have a roof over your head and you can eat every day. And the things that you might have to do to survive, you might have to be wicked. You might have to do something. You might have to violate an individual. You might violate an individual, don't even know that you violated that person. But you did, but you have to survive. And it gets to the point that it's either, am I looking at the moral standpoint of life, or am I trying to survive in life? And a lot of times we're choosing to survive over the moral, consequences of the actions that we take. And it's not our fault. It's just the way the system is set up. It's not set up according to peace, love, respect, ownership and sovereignty and independence. It's not set up in that way. We live in a system, in a system of dependence and bribery and debt and slavery and miseducation. The system that we live in is nothing of what is written as far as what God's word is. So how do you navigate as an individual through that? How can you be a good Christian, and give up all your worldly possessions to be a disciple of Jesus when, your worldly possessions is what's keeping you a roof over your head? I mean, being poor, you don't have no worldly possessions to give up in the first place, How can you be a good Muslim when you have so much war and strife and anger, envy between people and family members? How can you truly conduct yourself peacefully in the world where it is no peace. How can you be a Torah observant Israelite, but you're working for corporations and you're working for Elohims and you're spending images, what we call dollar bills, and just every aspect of your daily survival is against Torah. Every aspect of your daily walk is against the Quran. Every day of your daily servitude is against the teachings of Christ. Every day. So I just spoke about those other religions because truly Christianity and Islam comes from the Torah. So it's just a distortion of Torah, basically. So this is why I mentioned those religions. Because those religions mention the Torah. So, but I mean, just the daily fight, the everyday fight. And then at the same time, we have to appear as if we're holier than thou. If we're keeping Torah, that we're keeping the commandments of whatever prophet or whatever religion that we are involved in. We have to appear to our peers as if we are conducting the words of the religion of our choosing. We have to appear as if we are doing what we're supposed to do. But what about your heart? You know you're not. And that is depressing. To have to fake and front. You can make elaborate clothing and headbands, and your attire can be on point, dealing with whatever religion you're dealing with. Yeah, your clothing can look great. You can even have beautiful speech, and everything that comes out your mouth seems like it's the perfect saying, the perfect word. You just seem so humble, so religious, so righteous. But behind closed doors, you know who you are. And you know what you're doing. You know that this is not who you really are. And you have to put on a show for people. And I think we all have done that. And maybe in a small way, or maybe in a large way, but we all have taken part of becoming a character, an actor, trying to show people that we are a certain thing, but behind closed doors, when we are in our solitude, that's not who we are. Oh, that's not who we are 100%. That's a part of us. But the whole movement that we're trying to portray that we are, that's not really us. That's like a person that calls himself a Muslim. Muslim, you're supposed to be about peace, right? But you say something against anything a Sunni Muslim believe, and they ready to take your head off. So that's not really peaceful. Or Israelite, depending on what the Israelite believe, you might find some Israelites that will curse you out, talk about your mama, call you all type of, really, really disrespect you, and it's like, and then in one instant it's all praise to the Most High, but in the second instant it's, oh, these dumbass niggas. I put some work on you. It's like, okay, which one? What are you a part of? What are you about? Like, don't play overly right. This is why, again, the wisest king in the land says, do not be overly righteous and do not be overly wicked. Because both resides in us. We are both righteous and wickedness. That is in that duality, that yin and yang is in us. It's supposed to be. Because your righteousness can be somebody else's wickedness. Like, okay, I put it like this. Say you're looking for a job. You have 100 people signing an application for this one job, for this one position. Only one person is going to get this position. And they went through all 100 applications and they narrowed it down to 2. You and someone else. You need a job. Yes, everybody needs a job in America. Everybody needs a job, period. So, but you need a job, but your situation is not terrible. Meaning that, okay, you have a roof over your head. Somebody's basically taking care of you, feeding you every day, washing your clothes and stuff. Your living situation is that you're being nagged. And you're being nagged about getting a job, and you're tired of asking somebody for $1. You're tired of being broke. You tired of being broke, and you tired of asking. You want some type of independence. So you go out there and you're looking for a job. Versus the other individual who's been sleeping in their car for the last 3 weeks, don't have enough money to wash their clothes all the time, not eating every day, really struggling. And this job can help them out, really help them out. And guess who gets the job? You get the job. You happy. Now you get your independence. You can buy you some clothes. You can look fresh. You can even pass some money off in the house, so you won't feel like you the burden. So you're thanking God. Oh, thank God, I was praying for this job. I was praying, you thanking God. But what about that other individual that really, really, really needed that job? Because you got the job, sure, you're happy, all praises to the Most High, but your grace, your mercy, your blessing was somebody else's curse. That means that this individual has to sleep in a car once again and really don't see a way out of that car, of sleeping in that car. So yeah, you're happy, you're going to work every day and you're thanking God, God is good and God is evident in your life. But what about that individual that's sleeping in the car? Is God good to that individual? Is God evident in their life? Yeah. Evident, in the form of they lost. They lacking in something. So in their mind, God ain't that good right now. Maybe they punished. Maybe they did something wrong. Maybe they got to get themselves. This is what was going through a person's mind when they're in that struggle. What did I do? Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe it's my fault why things are going so bad. And this is another Solomon. King Solomon was one of the wisest kings in the earth because he said, hey, there's a time to gain and there's a time to lose. Meaning, you don't necessarily have to be doing anything wrong or right for things wrong or right to happen to you. This is just the balance of life. It's like night and day, So, a person that's gaining today could be losing tomorrow. Individual that's been losing all their life can come to a situation where they come up on a game. So it's just the way it's the will of the Most High. It's the will of the Most High. So when you are in a situation where you are in your gaming, just like in the story of Joseph, when Joseph interpreted the dream of Pharaoh, and he said he has 7 years of plenty and 7 years of loss. So you know that you're going to win, you're going to gain, but you also know at some point you're going to lose. You're going to lack. So the story of Joseph and the interpretation of Pharaoh's dreams was to prepare us for the winnings and the losses, for the positives and the negatives. So while you are in your positive state, while you have a job, while you have this, try to save some money. Try to set up a situation for the day you lose your job, for the day your house catch on fire, for the day your car break down, for the day your bank account is depleted. Prepare yourself for the loss. Prepare yourself for the wickedness. Prepare yourself for the lacking. Prepare yourself for the bad. Even though we all in hopes for the good, but we must prepare for the bad because we know it's coming at some point. So it's not that, you have to be doing something wrong for wrong to happen to you. You don't have to be doing something right for right to happen to you. It's just the balance of life. This is the way the Most High set it up. It basically goes on its own orbit. It constructs itself on its own pattern. But the pattern doesn't really change too much. So this year, in Rosh Hashanah, which is the Rabbinical Judaic New Year, which starts Sunday night, basically. And you also have the Muslim New Year, which is Rosh Hashanah, basically the same thing, which starts on the 10th as well. All right, so the celebration usually starts for Rosh Hashanah Sunday night. So if anybody's going to the synagogue, keeping a festive tradition, you would be at your synagogue Sunday night to keep the festive tradition of Rosh Hashanah. I know I'm gonna make it to the synagogue Sunday night, definitely. And I'm gonna try to, matter of fact, I'm gonna even go to, see if I can make it to the masjid. I gotta find a good masjid to go to. I haven't picked one out yet. The synagogue that I go to is a very historic synagogue. It's the Commandment Keepers, which was, I'm just an attendee. I'm not a member or anything like that. I did fill out for a membership, pay my little $27 or whatever. I wasn't considered. I think I was a little bit too radical when I first went to the synagogue, so they kind of put me on the back burner a little bit. But this year, I want to do things different. I don't want to be so radical. I don't want to push my ideas, my beliefs, my research on the people. I want to practice it my beliefs, and that will answer any questions. I want to be more into the practice than into the speaking, because I've done a lot of talking, a lot of debating, a lot of, I'm talking now, but I want to be more into the practice this year. I want to conduct myself according to what I believe, the faith that I'm a part of, I want to get my money situation a whole lot better. Extremely better. Like, I really need to get money, And according to the wisdom of King Solomon, knowledge is a defense, and money is a defense as well. So all this studying and knowledge and wisdom, but if you poor, you should acquire enough wisdom to get out of your poverty, Acquire enough intelligence to get out of your poverty, because being poor is an open door to oppression and affliction. So if you don't have your independence, then you are subjected to someone else's will because they can afford to rule over you. So this is why I want to get my money situation better. Whatever ambitions, whatever goals, whatever I wanted to do in life, I want to start the process of doing those things. I've been a procrastinator. I've been a hesitator in life. And this year, I want that to go away, So I know I have to do some really heavy praying and really be sincere about what comes out my mouth, about what's in my heart, because I made a lot of vows to the Most High that I did not keep, and it haunts me. It haunts me to this day. It haunts me, because it wound up, my vows, that I didn't keep, wound up coming back in my face every now and then through something. I might see something, read something will remind me of the promise that I made that I didn't keep. So, and the promise that I made will help me live a longer life, a better life. And if I keep neglecting, to keep that vow, it's a possibility that my life will be shortened because of that, And this is mentioned in the Torah, caught in Deuteronomy, to keep your vows. It's better off not vow. And then sometimes I wish I never said nothing. Sometimes I wish I didn't say nothing, didn't speak so quickly back in those years, but I did. So, and I have to keep it. So I want to do that, This year is the beginning of a better me. There's a lot of people in my life, in my personal life, that don't respect the fact that, I'm my religion. I'm Jewish, or then you have some Hebrew Israelites that don't respect the fact of what kind of Jew I am, So on one side, you have people that don't respect me because I'm Jewish anyway. Then you have, on the other side, Jews that don't respect what kind of Jew I am, So I guess that reaching out for brotherhood, unity, something. I'm not saying I wasted my time, but I think I put a little bit too much focus on companionship within this identity, this Jewish identity, this, you know, this black Hebrew. I put too much emphasis on brotherhood and companionship and trying to get with people and trying to organize something. I put too much emphasis on that. And I've neglected a lot of things in my personal life that I need to take care of. And this is why, you know, according to Deuteronomy, it says, take heed to yourself. In Deuteronomy, or what they call Devarim, 4:9, only be careful and watch yourselves closely, so that you do not forget the things your eyes have seen, or let them fade from your heart as long as you live. Teach them to your children and to their children after them. You know, that really, Deuteronomy 4:9 is the verse that I'm going to put in my heart for this new year. That's the verse, that's the scripture that, and really, you know, that really just resonated in my heart as I'm talking to y'all. Like, that just really came into my heart. Like, I really didn't have no plan on, I didn't write that down and had it on the side. I was going to bring that up in the talk, nothing like that. It just really came into me like that, you know, from just talking and, you know, and I'm really, I guess, freehand talking right now. Nothing in the script. I didn't write anything down. I didn't have a setup to what I want to talk about. That just came in my spirit, you know. And that's what I'm talking about. That's really the basis of my new year, my Rosh Hashanah, is to take heed to myself. Because I can't do anything for nobody else if I'm not paying close attention to myself and the things that I'm doing. And because I have children, you know, I have to be a good example for them too as well. And I have to be able to, they have to be able to see me. Not just hear me, but actually see me too, you know. Everybody knows I'm a Jew. Even in the streets, everybody knows. I'm like, you know, it's almost, it's like I'm the only black Jew in the hood, it seems like sometimes. And like I said, a lot of people, matter of fact, recently, I got an argument with a friend of mine. Well, I got blocked by one so-called friend of mine, and then I got an argument with another. Because I think they were saying something about Africa. So, you know, me personally in my family history, I'm not from Africa. I'm not taking that away from anybody else. But a lot of the people that I was, you know, I went to school with, we wasn't calling ourselves African Americans back when we was in school. Everybody was Indian and Cherokee or something. If you was African, that was a stain. Like, that was like a stain on your shirt, you know. If they called you African, nobody wanted to be African. But now, because everybody's being brainwashed by the media and everything, all of a sudden everybody's black power Africa, you know. So my friend had put up a meme that said, oh, something when Hebrews, Moors, and Muslims or somebody say they ain't from Africa. So this was on Instagram. I just went on there, I'm like, look, if you from Africa, then get a passport and move to Africa. Why you in America keep talking about when Moors and Muslims and Jews say they ain't from, I'm like, why you worried about people that saying they not from Africa? If you're from Africa, then be proud. There's not one African that comes over here from Africa that needs to keep. They have a flag, so if anything, you would see their flag in their shop, in their car, or whatever. They know what country they from. They know what tribe they from in Africa. They're not just saying Africa. They're giving you a distinct tribe and country where they from. That's what they proud of. But at any cost, the African don't have to prove they from Africa by keep saying, I love Africa. Africa, you know. Most of the time, if they really loved Africa, they'd still be in Africa, but they're in America. So, you know, they can't have that much love for their own country. Or their people. So I basically told her, hey look, get a passport, go move to Africa. Maybe somebody over there will recognize you and whatever tribe your ancestry came from 500 years ago or so. So she goes on and say, oh, shut the F up. Ain't you want to be Jew or something like that. I said, whoa. Like, I had to pump the brakes. Like, I'm like, this is somebody I knew since like 8th grade, you know. I'm like, she went there. I'm like, she threw up my religion. Like, oh, you shut the F up. What she say? Shut the F up. You think you Jewish or something like that, she said. And then she blocked me. She ain't only blocked me off Instagram, she blocked me off Facebook too. But I was like, wow, I thought this was my friend, you know. But now I know how you really feel. You know, so that was just, it's like they be waiting to be like, oh, you a Jew and dismiss you. Then my other friend, same, on my other Facebook page, I have like my regular friends, family and stuff, because I've learned over the years that, you know, I done lost a lot of friends and a lot of people turned their back on me because I became Jewish. You know, so like for some reason it was like once you say I'm Jewish, people be like, oh boy, I ain't, you know, black, white, whatever. And that's what Hebrew means, to be alienated anyway. Eber means to be alienated. So once you say I'm Eber, well, people start alienating themselves away from you. So that's what started happening. So I had to make 2 pages, one for, you know, because I didn't want to lose everybody because of what I believe. You know, I didn't want to lose everybody in my life. So I said, okay. I made 1 regular page, and I won't say nothing about nothing. I keep it as ignorant as they are. I talk about nothing, you know, put up stupid memes and whatever. Like, it's nothing intellectual, nothing, because ain't nobody talk about nothing on it. You know, I just keep it friendly on that page. And then this page is my religious page with my, you know, Hebrew family, Jewish family, Muslim family, Christian family, everybody's on here. My religious family, I got them on this page. So on my other page, being that, you know, I'm Aboriginal, my mother, she has dream catchers all over the house, the Native American little dream catchers. So she has them all over the house. And I took a picture with one, and I had the title Aboriginal. So here goes my friend. Now she don't comment. Now this is on the other page, the regular page. She don't never comment on nothing. I mean, she's so phony. It don't make no. And me and her was like home, like how did Forrest Gump said him and Jenny we was like peas and carrots. That's how we was, you know. And she moved somewhere, not far, but I guess she moved out the hood for the most part. And I don't know, just stop keeping in contact with certain people, I guess. Me, one of them. So, I didn't take offense to it. Everybody got their own life. You got kids, you got a husband, you need to go ahead. I don't need to be hanging out with you. You got a husband and kids and all that. It would be nice, hey, what's up? But it was cool. That's how people be, I'm your friend if I don't speak to you in 25 years, and whenever I speak to you, it's like I was just kicking it with you yesterday. That's how I am. Some people are not. But anyway, she don't comment on my stuff. She don't, we don't really have too much of a dialogue over the phone or social network. But when I put that I'm Aboriginal picture up, why she come out of whatever, come from under whatever rock she was living under, and gonna tell me I ain't no Indian in my blood, right? I said, whoa. And now she's mixed. She don't know what she is. She a mulatto. Like she has Spanish, something else. So she looks Spanish or whatever. And I told her, I was like, look, don't tell me what I am. She was like, she was African. She took a DNA test, blah, blah, blah. She's from the Congo, and she's from somewhere else. Then she tried to hike on my skin, like, how you black as hell, how you not from Africa? I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. People talking about they from Africa, but they want to talk about how dark somebody is. How you loving Africa? You want to know what them African people look, half of them people black as I don't know what. But you want to talk about how somebody black, And then, it got nasty a little bit. I was like, you're not even black. I was like, a mixed race person is not black. You're mixed race. That's not black or white. I'm like, so you confused. I was like, you moved up to the white neighborhood, and I guess you thought white people was going to accept you because you high yellow. But then when you got up there and found out that you ain't nothing but a nigga to them, now all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter, you all Black Panther, and you taking DNA tests to find out where you from. But growing up, she didn't even like dark-skinned guys. Like, she didn't like, it was brown skinning up. She had one of those complexes where she didn't like dark skin. She didn't like black guys. You could have been black, but your skin color better not been black. You better have been brown or better than that. She wouldn't mess with you. She wouldn't bother with you. She wouldn't find you sexually attractive. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, you went to a white neighborhood, and then white people treat you like a nigga. All of a sudden, you black power. You want to take DNA tests and stuff. So that's it kind of went back and forth. But what she came out her mouth is, ain't you now you Aboriginal. Before you were a Jesus cousin or something, a Jesus descent, even though Jesus ain't real. LOL. That's what she says, right? And she was like, I was like, well, the Native Americans was Jews, I said, but that's none of your business. I was like, why you got to throw my religion up? I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about being ethnically from Africa or not. You got to throw up me being a Jew. So, I mean, it just showed me that, these people on the low be hating. Like, they really be upset when you saying you a Jew. Now, if I was saying I was Muslim, because black people, most of the time I tell people I'm Muslim, which I am. I'm a Judaic Muslim. So we're used to saying, he's Muslim, we used to that, but when you tell a black person you Jewish or something, it's like, they don't even want to be bothered with you for some reason. It's just crazy, and these supposed to be my friends, people I grew up, my day ones. And once the opportunity arises for them to speak their mind about how they feel about me, the first thing they talk about is my Jewishness. And over the years, I done lost friends from the street, family members. It's been crazy just because I chose to be a part of the Jewish religion. And that, be honest with you, that's heartbreaking. It hurts your feelings. It really hurts your feelings to really look and see, wow. You know, I thought these people was my peoples. I accepted them no matter who they was or what they was about. But then when it's my turn, when I decided, hey, I don't want to be a blood. I don't want to be a Crip. I don't want to join the army. I just want to be a Jew. They don't want to accept me on that. But if I was blood, I was a Crip, I was an alcoholic, or whatever, they'd be cool with that. You know, I'm out here, I'm a shooter, I'm out here shooting things, you know. They cool with that. They cool, you know. I'm getting drunk, cracking jokes all the time. They cool with that. But when I try to, you know, step somewhere that can ground me, you know. I'm trying to get into a foundation that can better my life. And unfortunately, I just thought that my peoples would embrace, you know, my conversion. But they didn't. And when you get into the, you know, you try to get with some black Hebrew Israelites or some Jews or whatever, you will find yourself going through similar situations. You know, once your peoples at home abandon you and reject you because you're a Jew, and you're thinking, all right, well, I'm going to circle myself around like-minded people, you find yourself debating and arguing more with the so-called people that's supposedly identifying with the same thing you're identifying with, more than your people that don't know nothing about what you about. You know, so, and that's heartbreaking as well. So after a while, you know, you got to really consider you a part of this faith because you chose to be a part of this. And this is not for, you know, a platform, you know, unless that was your goal. Now, if your goal was to get into this and start a platform, you know, and start you a little camp and, you know, then I understand, you know, do what you do, you know. Everything is the will of the Most High, so, you know, do what you do. But if you're an individual that, you know, you're really just trying to find some peace in your life, and you just want some peace for, you know, you and whoever is in your circle, and a lot of times you reaching out, you know, your religion is not for Facebook, it's not for posts, it's not for standing on the corner, you know, trying to tell people that really can care less, you know. Your faith, your religion is not to be debated upon, you know. It's really for you to have a better life, for you to find some type of humbleness in this chaotic world. I mean, because really we live in chaos, man, and all type of wickedness, man, that goes on out here. You know, it's terrible, you know, and it's like, how you going to survive in the day in and day out with all this craziness going on in the world? Every day, you know, in your personal life and outside of your personal life, things are just crazy out here, you know. And I understand, you know, the Buddhist aspect of trying to meditate and you know, because truly Buddhism and Islam and Christianity and Judaism, it really seems as if it's almost has the same, come from the same thread almost. It has the same idea, you know, of trying to bring yourself to some type of internal harmony, you know? Because prayer is meditation, you know. When you pray, you meditate, just like a Buddha. Well, it's meditation. I mean, you think when Moses was sitting in front of that burning bush, he wasn't meditating? So it's really about meditation. You think when Jacob wrestled with a man, you don't think that was meditation? He wrestled with himself. Every time we hear about a prophet receiving a message, what they do, they fell on their face. They started to meditate. So meditation, prayer, all the same thing. And a lot of times that's what we got to get into. I know this year, I want to be more into that. I want to be more into my faith, more into my religion. I want to truly be the embodiment of what I believe. Talking it, debating about it, that was cool. But that was for those years ago. All that knowledge and all that wisdom and all that debating and all of it has to be used for a better path, in your own personal life. So that's my goal. My goal is to be a better individual. My goal is to, keep my vows that I made to the Most High. And truly, find the walk of mercy and grace and be content with the meditation of prayer and the aspirations of peace. And to be secure in my conduct, I don't want to regret anything that I do anymore. I don't want to have any regrets. And at this moment right now, this minute that I'm talking to you, I have a whole lot of regrets. A whole lot of things I wish I didn't do. A whole lot of things I wish I did. A whole bunch of woulda, shoulda, couldas. And I don't want my life to expire, because I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow, if I don't even want to make it to see tonight. I don't even know if I'm going to make it to see Rosh Hashanah. I don't know. But I know my intentions want to be better this moment than they was in the moments past, I mean, I even have aspirations for the religion itself. And there's things I want to do because I really dedicated myself to this religion. Now, my faith is separate from my religion. Some people might say, well, how can your faith be separate from your religion? It is. I want to do something for the religion. Because a person's faith is between them and God. Nobody can measure the faith of an individual. Even in their hesitation, even in their fear, you do not know how strong or how weak a person's faith is. You really don't. Their faith could have made them hesitate versus someone else's faith made them go head first. So my faith, I acquired my faith a long time ago. I was still a baby. I think I was about second, third grade when I had a conversation with the Most High. I met the Most High in my school auditorium. I'll tell y'all the story another time. But that's when I met the Most High. That's when I met God. Way back then. So, me personally, I always knew God. Before I read a Bible or book, I knew who God was. Anyway, But my religion is what's written in that book. My faith is my experience, my life experiences, and the mercy and the grace that I believe God has bestowed on me in my journey in life. That's my faith. My religion is written in the book. My faith is written on my heart. So that's the difference between religion and faith. You know, when dealing with me and my understanding of the whole thing. But I want to do something good for the religion, you know. And I know I've been neglectful in that. And, you know, I should, out of all the years that I've been into this religion, I should be a little more fluent in Hebrew. I should be a little more fluent. I should be fluent, period, in Hebrew, Arabic, you know, Aramaic. You know, certain things that I should know, that I should be good. I mean, you know, so there's a lot of things I want to do for myself, you know, and I want to do something good for the religion. You know, I got plans, you know, I got hopes, I have dreams as far as the religion part, you know. I think what I have in my mind, I think will be good for whoever embodies my idea. But I'm not going to be able to do that if I keep, you know, being lacking, neglecting, being lazy, hesitant, you know, putting things off for tomorrow, later on, not really, if it's in my mind to do it, just doing it. You know, I got a lot of regrets, and I wasted a lot of time. And I don't know how much more time I have left in this life. But I don't want to waste any more of it, and I've been doing that for a long time. I've been doing that for a very long time. And I truly want to love myself as I love my neighbor. But I can't love my neighbor more than I love myself. And that's something that's been my problem for a long time. Loving my neighbor more than I love myself. And I must love myself as I love my neighbor, and love my neighbor as I love myself. So truly, I must work on myself. Work on me. You know, and be an inspiration. Be an example of my religion, of my faith. Rather than talking it, debating about it, trying to convince, I just want to be the embodiment of that conduct. And I don't want no regrets, and I want to do great things in life. And you know what? I want it all. I want everything. And I want to believe that I can acquire everything in this life. I can acquire the kingdom of God right here on earth. I can acquire Jerusalem right here in my own life. If I put forth the work, I'm going to use a Jesus quote, but faith without works is dead. And I got the faith. Now I'm ready to put in the work of whatever my aspiration is, whatever my goals is. I just want to be a better me. And because I'm in this religion, because I'm in this, you know, I want to be more dedicated, not to the synagogue, not to a rabbi, not to the book itself, but dedicated to the conduct of what I believe. That's my goal for the new year. You know, that's my reflection over my life and over all these years that the mercy and the grace of the Most High have kept me here and brought me to this point, you know. Brought me to this thought right here. And that's my goal for the new year. And I'm ready to start this immediately. And, so this Rosh Hashanah is important to me. I'm going to really mark this, I wish I had enough money. I'm going to see if I can go to this, oh man, the Jewish store I usually go to get all my Jewish articles and stuff. They're going to be closed tomorrow. They might be, they're going to be closed for Sunday too. I actually was going to get me a shofar, If I can find one, I might blow it for Rosh Hashanah, but, if not, next year. But anyway, I just, reflect on your goals, reflect on your life, and really embody your faith and the conduct of your religion. That's my goal. And I think if we all kept that goal on a personal level, on a national level, everything that we desire, that redemption, that everything that we want, it'll come. It will come in due time. But we have to focus on self. Can't focus on everybody else. According to Isaiah, it says, let the wicked their way and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let the wicked his way and the unrighteous their thoughts. Because when they return to their God, he will forgive them. So everybody, either wrong or right, idiotic or ignorant, everybody has the chance to be corrected. Everybody has the grace and the mercy of forgiveness. He is slow to anger, great in mercy. So let the wicked their way and the unrighteous their thoughts. This is not the time to be correcting people. This is time to correct self. And everything that comes from self, meaning your children, your household. It is time to correct self. That's my goal. That's my theme for this year and all the years to come. Lord willing, that I'm here, that's going to be the theme for me. I enjoy talking, I enjoy doing videos, I enjoy putting that knowledge out there, and that's something that I enjoy doing for myself. If nobody listens to me or not, a lot of times I make videos and I find myself at home listening to my own stuff, So, it's not about how many people I'm reaching. It's about, am I truly reaching my goal? Am I doing what I want to do? Am I doing what I believe I'm expected to do? Am I happy? Am I happy in what I'm doing? Am I content? Without regret. So, and nobody called in. Nobody called in to express their goals for this new year. That's okay. That's all right. But as I always like to call, I'm going to shut down the phone lines. Phone lines shut down. As I always like to quote out of the book of Bereshit, what we call Genesis. In thy seed, all families of the earth shall be blessed. Knowing that, I say peace to all humanity. I'm going to make a live video after Rosh Hashanah about that verse, because I came across something in my mind the other day about that verse. And I believe I came across something. So after Rosh Hashanah, I'm gonna make something about Genesis 15, 13 through 14. I mean, not 13 and 14. In thy seed, all families of the earth shall be blessed. I'm gonna make something about that. It's gonna trip everybody out. But peace to everybody, and enjoy. Happy Rosh Hashanah, Happy New Year. Complete your goals. Do what you need to do for self. Forget everybody else, because you can't do nothing for everybody else if you ain't doing nothing for self. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Asher Rosh Hashanah.